Almost there. We're coming. Very soon. Ish. I wish I could rap because that would be perfect for right now. You ready? Hey,
What up? What up, Arsenal? How we doing today? Doing all right?
it's the chat.
Welcome to the chat.
We look dark today, I think.
We're too dark?
I don't know.
It
Maybe.
looks good.
Okay.
You look good, bro. That's what
Well, I mean,
I just realized. Our outfits may be different, but they're very similar today. I kind of like the background music.
yeah. I mean, we can. Matt didn't like my joke about rapping. He says no rapping.
No?
No rapping.
All right. This not starting on time messes with my PTSD. What? Come on, Matt.
I did rap once in front of a fairly large crowd.
Did you?
Yeah.
How did you rap?
I don't know. I was like 15 years old, and my buddy was like, "Hey, do this rap with me," and he wrote it, and it was like, "Here you go, just do this." I also rapped once in a church play.
I feel like we need to get a little rap action going on. Little. Can you do that,
No,
dude?
no,
What is going on here?
I don't know. That was a very long time ago.
Yeah, all right, I'm just gonna have to hunch. I can't get this thing to work.
Somewhere out there, there's video of this, though.
Are you gonna show off your man strength? Look at that. Hercules. No.
Hold on.
All right.
Hang on.
Who's here today?
Who's here? Matt's here. We know that for sure. You have to be able to adjust your microphone.
Little Mio and Topo action.
Yeah, so I think you're sorry. I have your microphone so people can't really hear you. But when the first time you tried this Topo Mio, you were kind of like meh, and then it was like eh.
No, I like it.
But now you're drinking it all the time.
Yeah, I like it. I don't think it tastes like Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I don't think it tastes like Dr. Pepper necessarily, but I like it. I'm a fan. You gotta be careful. I didn't tell you that. I forgot to tell you. So I've learned when you spray the Mio, you have to spray it at an angle, so it kind of hits the side of the bottle and goes down.
There's some technique involved.
If you spray it, if you do this, you create like this vacuum. And you spray it, and then all of a sudden
it's like the Mentos effect.
I've learned that you have to you spray at an angle, just so you don't get Mio and Topo Chico all over you. But
nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that. So how are we doing today? How is your Wednesday? Are you doing well today? Rob, how are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm here, and
You're here.
There's that. So
I'm tired, but that's my own fault. Last night I hopped on Call of Duty, Modern Warfare.
That'll do it.
With the band guys, with our band. They were all playing, and so I hopped on, and
I just stay away from it.
And by the time we finished, I realized I still had work to do. So therefore, I stayed up much later than I should have. I went to bed about 3:45, and then have to get up with the kids, like because Maddie's got to go to work. She's at work at 8, and so I had to get up with the kids and get
I
ready.
think I went to bed before midnight last night.
What is going on?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's not normal.
But
Alex
it
said,
is.
"Rob, let me get a feature." Alex, why don't you call in and we'll let you rap?
There we go. Now we're on to something.
Do you have a video, Alex? Do you have a video on YouTube? We could pull it up and probably put it on here somehow.
That's what we need.
He said 15-year-old battle rapping. Find that video.
In church.
It's got to be out there.
It was in a youth group.
Come on.
It was like a 400 something kid youth group.
Come on. We need to see this video.
Yeah, I don't know if that video exists. The one of me in the church play, which was really rough.
That one might have a video.
The way more embarrassing video exists out there somewhere.
Good. Hey, leave it on that camera too, because I'm gonna take a bite. Oh, come on.
Got him.
Guys, so I'm sorry. I know this is super rude.
He's not eating.
But I haven't eaten anything today, and I just realized that. And I'm not feeling well because I think I haven't eaten, and so I grabbed a protein bar. And so,
I mean, do you want to do a little plug for your isogenics?
Nah, we're good. It's just a protein bar. It's good stuff, but
man, that was not a very good plug.
Yeah, I don't like plugging it. Not that I don't like it. It's just that's not what we're here for. Hey, so Caleb, throw the phone number up. Alex said that he'll call in. I mean,
all right.
We got to connect this to Bluetooth, though. Make sure the Bluetooth, hit the Bluetooth button. Mm-hmm. We should connect here.
We're going to get him on the air. I wonder if we can throw this beat on and the timing will somehow be right.
Oh, I don't know. Probably not.
I doubt we can get the beat on time.
He probably has a beat that he can
just go.
Is it looking for me?
It says it's discoverable in your device Bluetooth settings.
All right, let's see if we can find it.
Do you want me to cancel and do it again?
Yeah, maybe.
Cancel. Bluetooth.
We haven't had somebody call in a long time.
It has been a while. Oh, down there.
I got it. It's connecting.
Oh.
Boom. Connected. All right, Alex.
Done.
Let's see it.
Call in, Alex, and
don't talk about it. Be about it.
Let's hear it.
Let's see what you got. We'll see if Alex calls in. He's gonna do looks like take off the mask. If he calls in, we'll get him rapping.
There we go.
ALX Alex.
And we wouldn't be doing this if we didn't have some confidence in Alex.
Oh,
here.
for sure. Yeah.
Or maybe we would.
I mean, if anybody else wants to rap, call in. We'll have a rap battle.
We will throw you up
We'll
here.
throw down today. We'll do a rap battle. That'd be fun. Anything else going on your Wednesday?
Oh man,
it's kind of been busy.
It's been busy,
but not.
It's busy, but I'm like, what?
What did we do? Did we do anything?
Oh man,
Anirud, what's up?
Hey,
Alex. Now Alex is backing out.
Oh no.
He said, "Give me a few. I'm at work." Come on.
All right.
Work.
You call in when you're ready here.
We'll be on here for about an hour, 45 more minutes. So you call in when you're ready, and we'll get you on. But Anirud, what's up, man? Welcome from India. We are stoked to have you with us, man. Thanks for being here again.
We do always love it when Anirud's on.
Oh, for sure.
He's always got something good to say.
One World said he knows an artist named XLA.
XLA.
It's just a little flip on the letters.
Nice.
There.
ALX. So we'll have ALX and XLA rap battle on the chat.
Come on.
I like this.
Is XLA, is he a hip hop artist or is he a different kind of artist? One World. So today we're not doing our taste testing and food stuff and things like that.
Yeah.
We decided to take this week off on that. Also, people have told me that it's weird to watch us eat.
Yeah.
But I think it's
It's
funny.
weird to eat in front of people.
I thought it was fun.
Like, hey guys, watch me eat this.
But,
watch me eat ramen
maybe we'll do it
blindfolded.
again soon, but we're not doing that today. We're just gonna chat. We're just gonna have a chat. We want to have a chat with you. Hang on.
We're gonna chat with you on the chat.
I'm too tall now. There we go. I was trying to fix my my posture. Got posture problems, but all right, let's do this. Let's just hop into a question. we'll get started with the first question, and then we'll go from there. We'll
All right, let's go. Let's jump in.
This is a fun one. We're starting off. I mean, we always start off the chat with just some fun questions. The idea with the chat is to have you chat with us, not just us doing it. So
really, the only reason we answer these questions is like to give you time to respond and to get you going.
Yeah, that's it. So we're gonna ask the question. Caleb will ask us a question. We'll answer it, and then in the chat, in the comments there, go ahead and drop your answer to this. Cool. All right. So Caleb, hit us with question number 1.
Okay. So for the first question, hang on. My bad.
We're minus one person today.
There you go. We're missing our audio engineer
DeMarcus
today.
is out of town.
I forgot.
So yeah, all right, what you got?
Okay, so for the first question today, we have, what tattoo would you get right now if you had to?
What tattoo would you get right now? So the premise of this is you have to get a tattoo.
There's no choice.
It's not about having a choice. It's about you have to get a tattoo right now. What's it going to be?
Doesn't the Bible say tattoos are sins?
It does.
What are we going to do? Rob, actually, do you have any tattoos?
I don't have any tattoos.
Have you ever thought about getting a tattoo?
Oh, yeah. For sure.
You were a rock star growing up. How did you not get a tattoo?
I just didn't. I don't know. For a while, I couldn't think of one that I wanted, and then I thought of what I wanted, and I was like, I didn't want to be that guy that like got. Well, not that guy. I didn't want to have a tattoo. Like, check out my first tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have a whole landscape that I would want. If I'm gonna do it, like I have a project, and it's gonna be a cohesive piece.
Yeah.
Right. So
Okay.
not like a tattoo. And I don't know if it'll ever happen because I mean we're talking about thousands of dollars here, and I'm like, this is what I would get, but I'm not like, oh, I really need this.
Mm-hmm.
So the tattoo or tattoos or landscape of tattoos are based off of C.S. Lewis's science fiction books because there's a lot of very vivid imagery in them.
Well, that's cool.
So there's like a super cool, this like orb spaceship that has these like long legs and a hatch, and it lands on this planet where the mountains are super tall. And then there's another planet where there's like these floating islands that people live on with like these huge fruits that grow on these trees. And there's like this blue woman that lives there. And then there's another one that would definitely be part of it, but it's a little more like, well, it's a severed head that's opened up, and there's like wires connected to the brain.
What the heck?
And it talks.
So this is all C.S. Lewis.
Yeah.
This is wild.
Yeah.
So you would do this as a
full
cohesive piece.
Yeah. So at least half sleeves, most of the back, at least the top half of the back, and half sleeve, maybe a full sleeve.
Let's do this.
Depending on
we'll schedule the chat, and it'll be a tattoo session. We can watch Rob.
Yeah. But then I have to find the right artist too. Like who's going to help me like really bring to life C.S. Lewis science fiction. Although I do have a friend that said she has an artist. She has tons of tattoos. And she said she has an artist who's super into sci-fi and stuff, so he would be perfect for it. And her tattoos look good. So, but then I'm like, if I had $1,000, I would rather buy a guitar.
Makes sense. So we've got some answers here. Let's see. One World said, I don't have any tattoos, but I would love an Armenian themed tattoo. I am of Armenian origin, he says. It's like Mount Ararat, for example. Mahdi said, just need to finish my sleeve. I've been waiting for 3 years now. She has a really pretty, like, cool sleeve.
Brittany said a sleeve also. Armando Sanchez said he doesn't like tattoos, but if he was going to get one right now, it would be Jesus.
Nice. Anirud said, I went for a tattoo once. They asked me to sign a consent, which said that if any disease occurs, then they're not responsible. I just changed my mind then. Yeah, I mean, I get it. The consent forms. I guess you got to sign all that stuff. I mean, I think I would be with Marty. Like, I need to finish my sleeve. It's not complete yet, and so that's part of it. I think
that's a boring answer, though.
If I had to get a tattoo right, so
something new.
So I need to add Yara. So my tattoo is an angel, which like is Mahdi, and then I've got 3 cherubs right now, which are the boys. So Jackson, Jet, and Jaden, and they're on here. So I need to add Yara somewhere. And Yara's name means butterfly in Persian, or little butterfly. So I could throw a butterfly somewhere, or Yara could just get like her own
sleeve.
Arm. We'll just do like a butterfly garden on this sleeve. I don't know. I need to get I want to do a butterfly. I have always kind of wanted like a. There's this really cool. I'm trying to remember where I saw it. It's a male angel with like really big wings tattoo in the center of a back.
Mm-hmm.
That I think, it may be David Beckham that has it. It's just a super cool looking tattoo that I've liked. But I don't know. If I had to right now, I mean, it would be a butterfly somewhere just to symbolize our little butterfly Yara.
That's a good one.
I think that would be. We should go get. Hey, would you get the Arsenal logo tattoo?
No.
Dang it. Caleb, you'll do it if I pay for it? Come on, let's do this. Monty said she deserves her own arm. She does. I should do the whole arm.
I mean, she basically has hers, but the boys were kind of like, she takes up most of it, right? Like the angel represents her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's.
Yeah, it's almost the whole.
Like when you see Chad's arm,
you can see it.
It's Mahdi.
It's an angel, and then. I can't even see right now. It's too dark in here, but there's cherubs somewhere around here. And the wings wrap all the way down. But when I went in, kind of like what you said, like when I went in, I was like, the guy's like, all right, what tattoo do you want? And I was like, I want a sleeve. And he's like you're not even like, how many tattoos do you have? And I said, none. He's like, so you want a sleeve?
Yeah.
Like a hole? And I was like, yeah, that's what I want. Yeah. And here's what I'm thinking. And, so that's what I did. So but I need to go back. It's been years and I haven't finished it.
Ooh,
so.
Brittany says she'd get an Arsenal tattoo.
Let's go.
Hey.
She also said, do it, Rob. Get a tattoo.
Yeah. Meh.
Let's do it. I think we should do this. Brittany said I'd get one next to the Shine one, maybe. Yeah, because like the Shine girls, that's their little girls group that hangs out. They all went and got the little diamond. Why are you laughing?
I was just thinking about your.
No, we don't even talk about that. They have this like diamond logo that they use, and so a bunch of them got tattoos, like got the logo.
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't know. There's like 8 of them probably.
Yeah, I didn't want to be like, how many tattoos do you have? And you're like, oh, I have 4. I have this and this and this. I'm like, I have 1 tattoo.
Yeah, it's all.
Yeah,
it makes sense. Anirud said, I love your logo. By the way, I would love that on my tricep, but without the consent.
He's like, nah, if I die, you're like, if I get sick, if there's an infection, like it was your needle, right? I mean.
Marty said, I designed their Shine logo, which I did, kind of. She said she'd get an Arsenal tattoo for show. Let's go. We're getting Arsenal tattoos. I'm going to get one right on my knee, right above my knee, like right here. I don't know why. Just, okay. I honestly kind of want to do I don't know what you call it. Do you call it a sock? I want to do a lower part of my leg, like sleeve, but is it a sock? Probably be a sock, right?
Oh.
That would make more sense.
Yeah. Our friend TJ has quite a few leg tattoos.
Yeah.
He has like a zombie horse on his foot. like on the top of his foot.
Yeah.
And then like a nuclear explosion in like a city on his leg. I think there's some planes flying around it too. He's got all kinds of stuff going on. Yeah.
All right. So anybody else? What tattoo would you get right now? If you had to get one right now, what would you get? Caleb, did you say one?
I didn't. I'd say it out loud.
You can say you're on the air.
You're on the air right now.
What tattoo would you get?
Okay, so the next one that I want.
Next one. What one do you have?
I have Oh,
I knew that.
an
I did know that.
anchor.
Yeah.
With an infinity sign that represents Jesus Christ as my anchor.
Nice.
And his promise is eternal.
Hashtag super saved.
Got one on a mission trip in the East Asia area, which means the water of life. But my next one's going to be one flower stem goes into 2 different flowers, and it's my mom and my sister's favorite flowers: a Gerber daisy, and a sunflower.
Oh,
it's
nice.
going to be right here.
Oh, that's awesome. Maudie's favorite flower is a sunflower.
Wait, did you just point to your neck?
Yeah.
Neck tattoo.
He's gonna get a neck tat.
Hey.
Caleb's getting a neck tat.
Some flowers on his neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you think if I showed up with a face tat? Like Post Malone style.
Ooh. That's pretty bold.
When you first said face tat, I was like, I would call Maudie to make sure everything was okay. But then when you said Post Malone style, I was like, wait, nope, she'd be way into that.
She digs that. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think people would all leave the church if I showed up with a face tat?
I don't know. I think for the most part, anybody who would leave a church over a face tat has probably already left the arsenal.
That's good call. Good call.
But maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. Maudie may leave if I got a face tat. She may be like, look, Post
She's
Malone's one thing, but you're
like
not
he's
Post
him,
Malone. Yeah,
you're you.
You're not Posty. Oh, I'm not getting a face tat. That sounds painful. That sounds real painful. I'm gonna make this a goal, is to get Rob a tattoo. We're gonna make this happen. We're gonna start a GoFundMe for Rob's tattoo.
Maybe I could do that head on one of my arms.
That head sounds creepy.
It is. It's there's a few like images of it out there that are pretty well done. Like, and they have that like, I don't know, like for me, I like to read and I love like early sci-fi, like even late 1800s up to like the 1950s. Like before we landed on the moon, the science fiction that was written was just different because we just knew less.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like C.S. Lewis wrote his sci-fi books back in the 30s, and it's about going to like Mars and there's life there, and going to Venus and there's life there, because we had no reason to think that there wasn't. Like,
wait, do you think there's not?
No.
Are we not going to get into that? Was that the look?
Yeah. I don't. I mean, definitely. I think right now the best hope that we have for discovering life is like, I forgot, was it one of Jupiter's moons has like possibly water under the surface, and there could be some sort of like bacteria there. That's like the best shot we have. As far as what's in like another solar system at another star that we'll never get to, I mean, I don't think we're ever going to have an answer to that.
All right. We're off track. I have no idea what I'm talking about when it comes to that stuff. I watched
Ancient Aliens,
Independence Day. That's about my history of that, knowledge of that. So, all right, there was our tattoos. We're gonna go get Arsenal tattoos together, a bunch of us. So, next question, Caleb, what do you have for us?
Okay, so second question is, what's the most you've spent on something you absolutely didn't need or don't need?
Why are you smiling and laughing over there, Rob?
Because I know you hate this question.
This is a terrible question. I mean, I guess we could talk about my tattoo. Like, what's the most you've spent on something you absolutely don't need? Like, I didn't need a tattoo.
Yeah.
And it was not cheap.
Yeah.
It was, but I mean, like, what? I guess we got to define like what is need, right? Like, I don't know. I've bought cars. I've bought motorcycles.
Right. I bought a brand new truck in 2002. I didn't need that.
Yeah.
But it was even then it wasn't outrageous for a vehicle. It was like $15,000, which is a lot of money. That I think that's the most expensive thing I've ever bought. Besides a house, I bought a house once.
Which you need. That's necessary.
But that's the most expensive thing I bought. Like I could have bought a $5,000 car, but I bought a $15,000 car. You know. But also the same with like guitar stuff. I spent over $2,000 on my amp and speakers when I probably could have got a perfectly good sound. Like I didn't need this massive amp and speakers. They were for a look more than they were for the sound. I could have done like a $800 amp or a $1,200 amp that would have sounded just as good, because when you go play at a concert, they put a microphone in front of it. Right. And you don't have to be super loud. But I bought an amp that in most places you didn't even have to put a microphone in front of it. You could just,
What was it?
It was a Mesa Boogie triple rectifier, full stack with Mesa cabs.
Sweet. I thought you were gonna say like Marshall. Like that's all I know. I don't know what a Mesa Boogie is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to give here's some reference. Mesa's more known for like heavier music, but they do really well in really any genre. But to give you some reference, the amp that like Vinny plays out of, or like the one that Steve-O carries in, I think they're like 30-watt amps, and they have one 12-inch speaker. I had a 150-watt amp with 12 speakers.
Oh, wow.
And I traveled around with that thing. Like, it's like lifted up on a stage.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. And they were heavy. I mean,
that's definitely something you spent money on that you didn't need to.
So there
Absolutely.
You go. I don't remember the total. The amp was like $1,500, and each of the cabs were like $7,000. So it was like $3,000.
Wow.
On the amp.
Yeah. See, I don't do that. I don't spend that kind of money.
I wouldn't buy that again. I would.
Brittany says, Marty, I was going to say Chad wins this question. I don't think that's true. Rob just said he spent $3,000 on an amp.
How much money do you have in shoes right now?
Not $3,000.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Not three. Do we need to fact check this?
I don't think I have $3,000 in shoes. Now, it depends. Are we going to do the preachers and sneakers thing where you take like the resale value of them and say that's how much what I've spent on shoes?
What you've spent on shoes. I mean, that's we're talking about what you buy, right?
Well,
because I mean, also take this into account too. When I bought my amp, I was single with no kids, living on my own, working full time, and playing in a band. And like, what else was I? There was nothing else. I had like no responsibilities other than make sure my rent got paid.
Yeah.
And so that's very different.
Yeah, but with my shoes, like they've been bought over a time, like over a process. And this isn't all of them, but yeah, but and this isn't all. This is all market value. So like what? So I've got an app that like my shoes are in.
Wait, so this is telling us all of the shoes that do you buy all of your shoes through StockX?
No. These are shoes. So if I buy a shoe, I put them in here.
Oh, okay.
But like this one's not mine. Like a blue tint size 8. That's an old shoe that Jaden had. So we'll just delete that one. That one doesn't count.
Do you want to tell our listeners how many items are in this portfolio?
But I mean, there's 13 pairs of shoes over an extended period of time.
Honestly, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Now, granted, they're not all in here because this doesn't even like the shoes I'm wearing right now aren't in here. And these aren't mine. These are infant size. But look how much they're worth right now.
Yeah.
Yara has a pair of shoes that's worth almost $300.
Well,
I didn't pay that for them.
She's going to outgrow those in no time.
I didn't pay that for them, but that's what their resale is right now, which is crazy.
So part of this, because I saw when it was showing like the money there.
Yeah.
You're actually, when you compare market value to what you paid, you're plus $1,200 or something like that.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. So for most, like
$1,320.
I'm $1,300 in the positive.
Yeah.
On the shoes that I bought. If I bought them all at retail, which most of my shoes I've bought at retail. You've never maybe twice I've bought like these
paid
shoes,
a little bit more.
These shoes I bought aftermarket. I bought from Steve-O. But I still paid. I'm still at a positive on those.
Yeah.
They're like, I couldn't sell them for that now, but yeah.
So you are under $3,000.
I'm under $3,000 in the shoes that I have in here, and that's over extended period of time. That's not
over years. We're talking years here.
That's not like just going out and buying an amp.
Yeah.
Now, motorcycles and stuff like that, that's where I've spent some money. Helmets.
That's probably where it's going to get you.
I'm like that. Yeah, we get in trouble for that. But and Madi said she doesn't do it. She doesn't spend money, which I find very... I think she's lying. She said, I've never done that. Chad buys me the expensive, unnecessary stuff, which I do. I like to buy her nice stuff.
It's real quiet on Facebook here.
Madi said, are we factoring in shoes you've got me, Chad? Because if so, your prop's over $3,000. Oh, for sure. Madi's got some shoes like... Back before, this is before I was pastoring, before I was doing stuff. Like I bought her a nice pair of heels. Heels, is that what you would call them?
Sure.
I don't know. Just some nice shoes that were rather expensive. But that's when I owned a motorcycle shop and I was making real money.
Yeah.
And it was a gift. It was something fun that I gave her for Christmas or something. But let's see what else we got on here. Ben Daly is in the house.
Hey.
Ben Daly's on YouTube right now.
One of our favorite preachers.
Pastor Ben, how are you, sir? Thanks for hanging out on the chat. We're just talking. We're just hanging out. That's literally all we're doing. We're hanging out. We're chatting. Right now we're talking about how much money Rob spent on his amps because he just frivolously spends. But
yeah. I guess I did. Actually, it was a gift. I had a guitar that was bought for me, but it was $2,500.
Nice.
That too, yeah.
It was bought for you?
Mm-hmm.
Come on. I need that kind of friend. Anirud, I think Arsenal doesn't need the TV behind them. A banner will work. That's an unnecessary expenditure, our TV behind us. Yeah, but we can change the picture on it. That's why we do that, Anirud. And it's an extra one. It's actually probably a TV that we use in our children's ministry, but since we're not doing children's ministry right now, we've repurposed it.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at. I'm not showing you my shoes, Anirud. Ben Daly said, love y'all. We love you. We love Calvary Church, GCCM, all, man, just incredible people. Yeah, good stuff. Ben says he likes our pick. Show him that camera too. Oh, come on. We're fancy around here. We're not quite Calvary Church, but we're fancy.
Hey,
we're trying. We do our best, but we're having a good time. What's the most you've spent on something you absolutely don't need? Again, I think my tattoo is probably also. There's just too much. Like I just.
Chris Cantoya says
I like to spend money.
Sneakers for sure.
Chris is a sneakerhead.
I see his
He's a sneakerhead.
Instagram. I see some sneakers.
I think he had a really cool. Chris, did you have a really cool like custom set of shoes done by Jake by Danklifts. Danklifts is a guy, Jake. He's here in town. Danklifts and Co. He does custom sneakers.
I think those are on his Instagram.
I think Chris had some custom shoes done by Danklifts that are super cool. They're like San Antonio themed, Spurs themed, something like that. Jake actually has a pair of my shoes that he's had for years. I just keep forgetting to like get him to finalize like some kind of design on them. But I think Chris had some. Yeah, he said, "Oh man, they're Longhorn shoes."
I see them. There they are.
Yeah, that's them. Longhorns Air Max 1s. Is it gonna
it's not gonna
focus?
You get the idea.
Let me see if we can
get it to focus in.
Uh-oh.
You're gonna have to oops.
Nope.
Gotta have my
it's
face.
not gonna do it. It's looking at our
there
faces.
it goes.
There
That's
it is. There's Chris Kentoya's custom sneakers from Jake Danklifts. I'm not gonna fault you since they're Longhorn shoes, but to each their own, I guess. To each their. I'm just gonna not say a whole lot on that. I'll get in trouble. Brittany said, I think I spend the most money on travel. I don't really spend large amounts of money on myself unless it's for hair care. But travel becomes expensive. It's real quick. Real quick.
Yeah.
Monty and I are actually leaving on Saturday for Denver.
Yeah.
We're going to Denver for 4 or 5 days, 4 nights, something like that.
Yeah.
Monty's birthday is Friday, by the way. So don't miss that.
Happy birthday, Madi.
Don't miss Madi's birthday. She's this is her birthday month, but Friday's the official date. And then Saturday afternoon, just Madi and I fly out. We head out to Denver. Madi just asked me to unlock the door. I don't know. Does she mean here or maybe she means here?
She must be here, yeah.
She trying to take over the chat? I feel like that's what's about to happen.
Yeah, we do need to do this chat takeover
soon. Next week, I won't be here on Wednesday. Well, neither will Madi, so they can't do the takeover then. But we're gonna need a special guest for you. I feel like Alex bailed on us and just never came back.
I know.
But anyway, all right. So let's get to this last question. We got a few minutes left. We're gonna wrap this thing up.
He got nervous. Palms were sweaty.
Knees weak.
Mom spaghetti.
Yes. Oh, name that rapper.
You guys, I mean,
name that rapper.
They better be able to get
name
that.
it. Yeah, hey, that was pretty good. What's after Mom spaghetti?
I don't know.
Madi probably knows it. All right, here we go. So last question. So those are fun. This one's going to be a little more serious.
Yeah.
We like to jump into kind of a serious question. And
yeah.
So here it is.
Okay. So for the serious question, what's your biggest spiritual need during this pandemic?
Yeah. I think what's really interesting about this question is that every person has different needs, right? Everybody responds differently in different situations, or even in the same situation. Like you can have the exact same situation, and it's going to affect different people in completely different ways. Mm-hmm. And so, one of the things that we need to be doing right now is hearing and respecting and addressing people's needs, even though they're very different. Because it's real easy for one person to go like, "What? I'm totally fine," and another person is really suffering from like depression. Like they're alone, mm-hmm. They don't have the friends around that they are used to, and they depend on that just based on their makeup, right?
Yeah.
And so it's really easy to have an attitude towards people like, nah, like that's not a thing. Like I went through the same thing and I was fine, to have that kind of attitude. And situations affect people differently. And so I think that's what we want to know is like, man, what are the needs right now? What are you as a person needing? And maybe it's just like, man, I need encouragement, or I need, like, man, I miss worshiping in a church with live music. You know, like for some people, that's such a huge time of their week. And so, man, what are you guys needing, especially spiritually right now?
Did you say what you need?
No, I don't know. I feel good spiritually. There was did we talk about this last week? There's like this meme that was going around, and it was like a introvert quote, and it said, I recharge during my alone time. And then it was like introverts during pandemic, and it was like this body that was like glowing light. You know? And I was like, yes,
that's how you feel right now.
Yeah.
You're glowing with energy.
I mean, I wouldn't say that, but there's any source of, not that I suffer from like major anxiety, but any source of, mild anxiety is mostly just not a thing right now. So, I don't know. I feel good. You can pray for me.
That's it. You just need prayer.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was trying to think about this question when Caleb brought it up earlier. Or I guess you did. What's your biggest? So you asked the question.
Honestly, I asked this question because I was like, oh, we were struggling to come up with a question. I was like, just what's your biggest spiritual need? Like how? And then I was like, yes. oh, wait, maybe there will be actually good answers to this question.
Yeah, I don't know if it's spiritual. I'm trying to think like it's my biggest spiritual need right now. I know for me, like I said, I don't know if it's spiritual. I'm kind of worn out.
Yeah.
Like I'm just spent.
Yeah.
And so I think spiritually, physically, I just need like trying to figure, I need some rest. I need to relax. Hopefully this next week kind of gives that, but I think I'm just mentally drained. And I don't know. I don't like when I get into a place of mentally like being mentally drained. I feel like creativity like flies out the window, and I get to a place where I just feel like I'm coasting.
Yeah. Do you think a lot of that is you just don't have that source of a group of people on a consistent basis?
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day because, like you said, like you recharge as an introvert, you recharge alone. As an extrovert, I recharge being around people, and I definitely miss that. I think I do. I miss our times together. I miss worshiping together, like you said, like that. I love that. I miss that. So I think when the pandemic first started, I was running off adrenaline and kind of creative juices.
Yeah.
And I think now I'm getting to the point where I'm just like, man, that's gone. And so where do you go from here? Yeah. And it's not like I don't get to hang out with people. Like I spend time with people all day, or at least like like you and I are together during the day most of the week, but I'm not like, it's not that.
That's very different.
Group. Yeah. Yeah. It's not that group dynamic and having people around and, hugging people and seeing people I haven't seen.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely ready to have people back and get to do that. But I also feel worn out where I'm like, I know that's how I recharge, but I don't know if I have the energy to do it right now. Does that make sense?
Sure.
No. Sure.
Chris Cantoya says he misses praying with others in a group. So real similar. Like, I mean, that kind of, I don't know, group prayer is, it's a special thing, right? Like when you're praying with other people, there's something very different than praying by yourself.
Yeah.
'Cause you're kind of, when you're with other people and you hear their voice in the room, and even if it's like hey, we're holding hands, like there's there's just something that's unifying when people are agreeing about the same thing together, and you're able to express needs, and you have a group of people who are caring about that.
Right.
I think that's huge.
Yeah, definitely.
One
World said, my needs are the Rob and Chad sermons on Sundays.
Hey.
Yeah, we're trying to figure that out for this Sunday.
It's weird, man. It's weird coming up with content during a pandemic.
Yeah.
And part of that is just like we see some response because we'll get like messages. And I just have to say that, man, like we really appreciate when we get messages, when somebody writes and says like, hey, what you said here, that meant a lot to me, because usually when that happens, it's like we feel like, hey, we're doing something right, meaning we're not getting in the way of what God is doing through us.
Yeah.
Like it's not,
good.
because it's easy to, especially as a pastor who has to speak every week, to get really dependent on my ability and allow that to, carry like, oh, wait, man, I'm really good at this. And it's like, man, it's not about how effective of a communicator you are, which is good. I mean, work on that, be the best you can. But really what it's about is when God is working through you and you see that and it's like, yes,
right.
like when you become like more of a conduit versus a source of that, truth, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, that has been tough. All week we've been talking about sermon series and kind of where we're going. And, we finished Perspectives and we liked it a lot. And now it's like, well, now what do people need?
Yeah.
Like I was talking to another pastor buddy of mine yesterday, and Rob and I had this conversation for the last couple of days. It's like, I feel like, and this is me probably being an extrovert and not having people around. Like, I feel like I'm not connected enough with people to know how to pastor right now.
Yeah.
And so like, I don't know what they need. I can take guesses.
Yeah.
And obviously like, rely on the Spirit to kind of guide us and direct us. But, as a pastor, like that's part of what we do, is spending time with people and knowing where we're at and where they're at.
Yeah. There's a very common sense. I mean, that's why we need pastors, right? Because you see what's going on in people's life and you can respond to that. Like you can pastor through that. You shepherd that. You lead and you guide and you teach. And when you're not having as much interaction with people, it's real hard to know what exactly your people are needing right now.
Right. Yeah. And I'm in different formats. So we're on YouTube and Facebook and it's not live. And so trying to figure out how the sermon should look and feel and all that stuff. But Brittany said, I feel worn out to the point that it's hard to feel all the things in 2020. I need rest and recharge because I've reached the point of feeling numb. So I miss worship and community too, though. Should everything feel so heavy at work? Which, Brittany's a nurse.
Yeah. So that's.
Yeah. She said, it feels so heavy at work and in life, and I'm past the point of being drained. I miss the rhythm of life before the pandemic. Anirud said, I've lost someone last year in November. It's the biggest loss a person can have. I pray every day that God give my family strength to get over that loss.
Oh, man.
That's rough.
Sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, sorry, Anirud. What else we got on here? The Perspectives. One World said, the Perspectives kept me satisfied just waiting for what you will say. Sermons were superb. That's a whole month of excitement during the pandemic. He said, I related it with Jesus the healer so he can heal us from the corona as well.
Yeah.
It's true. It's interesting. I think I need people. I need, like, we talk about this all the time, like we need community and like that. We get to experience Christ in and through people in unique ways. And so I feel like I'm missing that. Like I want that.
Yeah.
But Gavin said, Chad, if you get on MySpace only, you'll find the solitude you're looking for. I'm not looking for solitude. I'm looking for people.
Oh, but as far as
but I had to get off some social media.
Yeah, you're feeling a little burnt on social media.
I'm definitely burnt on social. I had to.
What? And that, I mean,
I had to get off Facebook.
So this is really interesting. Like you're feeling so done with Facebook, and at the same time you're like, I need people.
Yeah.
So I think that just speaks to the lack of what social media provides, right? Like,
for sure.
If we're depending too much on it, I mean, even when we're things are operating normally, a lot of times some of us will retreat into social media, and that becomes our, it's like that's where we have interaction, and less so in person. But it's not a replacement.
No, for sure. But I also think, like, when we're together, and maybe it's the people we surround ourselves with, or when we're together, like here or doing stuff, like it has much more of a positive vibe to it.
Yeah.
And I feel like social has just turned dark.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Facebook, to me, and like it's just like, it's so angry right now. And
well,
so
social media is basically this. Pick a side.
Right. That's what it's turned into.
Pick a side. Yeah. And if you're on the other side, no matter how close we are together, you are bad.
Right. Yeah. And so I had to take a break. Just for my mental health, for Rob and I's relationship, because Rob catches all the crap when I come in here, and I'm frustrated, and I'm like, all kinds of stuff. When I'm frustrated and want to just vent, Rob is my place to vent at times. And
yeah, and I didn't realize that was what was going on until yesterday.
Yeah.
And when I know that that's what's going on, I'm like, oh yeah. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm like, dude, like, nope. Like, here we go again. Like, let's put the gloves on.
Yeah.
And
So we're going at it. And
then he was like, I need this because I can't do that. And I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, dude, come, like,
especially like,
have at it.
I mean, if you're on Facebook at all, which a lot of you are, like, right now, everything's turned political, and I'm a pastor, so I'm not supposed to talk politics. Like, that's what I've been told, right? Like, you can't talk this, and I get it, like, because we've talked about this before. We did a Ask Anything series a while back, and like, our congregation is not all one-sided. Like, our friend Becca McNeil, she's a writer, a reporter. She wrote an article on us a while back about pastoring a purple church.
Yeah.
And
we are purple.
We're purple. We're there's.
We did a poll in church when we were.
Yeah, we did a live anonymous
live
poll, and it was like 53% Democrat.
Yeah.
And like 40-something%.
Yeah.
Republican. We had a couple libertarians
and a communist.
Yeah.
Like a legit communist.
Yeah. He's like, no, I'm total communist. And so, like, we had all that in our community, in our body. And so I get it. Like, I can't come out and just like talk politics.
Right.
Because it's so, like you said, it's so divisive. Like, it's one way or the other. And so when I see stuff that is like, that angers me, or that is very like, well, like, yeah, you can't, you have to be this if you're a Christian. And then when I look at our church, I'm like, nah, like, that just doesn't make sense.
Like, I can't say that person's not a Christian. Like, I see the fruit in their life. Right.
I can't do that. And so but I can't jump at that conversation, because it just puts me in a bad place.
Yeah.
Especially as a pastor and stuff like that. So I just don't say anything, and I read it, and I get frustrated, and then I come here and I unload on Rob, and we've had entirely too many conversations of how we're going to save the world, change the world.
We have
fix politics.
Yeah. We've got some solutions up in here,
and we need to focus on spiritual things. Like, we need to focus on what Christ is doing, and how do we.
Well, I mean, we talked about this yesterday. As we unsuccessfully were planning on, like, what we're doing in the future as far as like sermons and stuff like that. But we talked about how when you truly understand who you are in Christ, that should cut out this divisiveness. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have a political belief, right? You will. And you can have different political beliefs, but when you understand and you're operating at this place of Jesus Christ living life in you, that is a place where that divisiveness and hurtful rhetoric should go away. And dude, honestly, like I'm shaken right now because there are people that I know and love who have taught me things, right, about the way God operates in my life. And I see just like hurtful, like angry rhetoric coming, through their Facebook feed. You know? And I'm like, what? Like, what just happened? Yeah. Because if you can't express a belief with love and kindness, you need to rethink the belief, right? Like if you can't express it with patience and love for people, then question the belief itself. Right. But I think most beliefs, like even our communist friend, like I think his belief comes from a place of caring for people. Right. Right. Yeah. He doesn't want to be communist because he's like, oh man, when they did communism in China like years ago, like they murdered millions of people. So I want to be that's not why he wants to be a communist, right? Yeah. Like he believes in communism because he believes that will be best for people. Right. It's rooted
the entirety.
Yeah. And we could talk all day long about. I mean, these are like millennia long debates here, right? Yeah. And like I'm like, I don't think that's right. But what is it rooted in? Right. And the way that even that guy speaks about like his beliefs, I'm like, oh, like he's actually a very kind, loving person. Right. So I mean, can people be wrong about politics and still be loving, kind people? Like I hope so, because there are Christians spread across the gamut. Right. But when we do this thing where it's like, no, only people who believe what I believe are true Christians. Yeah. I'm like, well, I think we just miss what it means to be a Christian.
Yeah. Right. I'm just gonna not talk about this because it's. I can't. I'm trying to be. I'm for my own mental health and my own respect for people and love for people. I'm just, we're just gonna do our thing and vote for who you're gonna vote for, and definitely vote. I think that matters. I think being involved in
welcome to my default.
Yeah. Like I think being involved in the process is huge. Like that. We live in a country that is a democratic like democracy. Yeah. Like so, absolutely vote.
But don't hate people who vote differently. Yeah, I mean, because there are reasons we could go like, well, your side does this, like, and that's a hateful thing. Well, man, they also do something else that's actually a loving thing. Right. Like there's always some sort of good root or some good perspective that you can take. And honestly, when you understand like, well, hey, what's good about the other side? It's a lot easier to have beneficial conversation. Yeah. You can actually be productive there.
Yeah. Maudie had a comment to this question. She said, lots of family stuff and work stuff going on right now, coupled with a weird start to the school year.
Oh, dude.
And trying to fit all these things into the same 24 hours. I need community and prayer for peace. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
One World said, so Biden or Trump? He said, I'm just kidding. I don't want to know. He said, I'm Canadian, by the way.
Oh, nice.
He said in Europe, they have Christian Democrat parties and Christian social parties in many, many countries, which, yeah, we could spend days on the whole bipartisan topic.
But we probably won't.
But we won't. We're not going to do that. That's not something I'm jumping. That's not what we're here for.
No.
We're talking spiritual needs.
Yeah.
What's your spiritual
I mean,
need?
we want to help meet the spiritual needs so that when you're operating even in politics or whatever the conversation is, like you're doing it with a from a place of love and a place of not fear, like a place of security. When you have your security in Christ, you don't have to freak out about, well, if they do this, then everything's going to fall apart. Like if we can remove like the emotional fear and you can address things in rational ways. It doesn't mean that you don't look at outcomes of things like, hey, I think that's a bad idea because of this. That's very different from like, you're going to destroy everything. You know, like, like it changes the tone and it opens up dialogue, which is positive. But that's not what we generally have on Facebook right now.
No, that's why I'm off. I'm only on my Facebook page. So that's it. I'm taking a break. Much to I've been talking about this for months.
Yeah.
Like months.
Yeah.
And it finally just got to a point where I was like, nope, that's it. I got to get out of here. It's not worth it to me. And I spend, I mean, just like most of us right now during this pandemic, we spend entirely too much time on social media.
Yeah.
And so I'm consuming way more, and I mean, all of us are consuming way more content than we ever thought we could. And so it's just, our brains are mush.
Yeah. I think I'm on social less now than I used to.
Really?
Because I'm like, I'll hop on and I'll scroll and I'm like,
yeah.
Like I don't know. I was like, I need to follow more people so that there's more interesting content. And then I'm like, like
I change the people I follow up so much. Like, oh, what do I want to? I used to follow a ton of like motorcycle pages and stuff. I don't anymore. Now I'm kind of back at like, I kind of want to follow motorcycle pages again. They just talked about cool stuff, like showed cool pictures. But all right, well, we're gonna hop off here. It is 10 after 5.
Love you guys.
We love you guys. Thank you for spending time with us in the chat. Thank you for just hanging out. Hey, we're praying for you, praying for peace during this time, praying for just our understanding and ability to rest.
Yeah.
Spiritually rest in who we are and who Christ is and what that really means. Yeah.
Good stuff.
We'll see what we come up with for Sunday.
I think we have it.
Maybe Rob has it. We love you guys.
Love you guys.
We will see you Sunday.
See you Sunday.
Next Wednesday.
Cool.
Have a good one.
We're out.